Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In this one I wanted to take a look at some of my recent Oxford Diecast emergency vehicles that I got from my collection that I got within the last few months and wanted to give my overall view thoughts on this collection. Some of these are new and a few other ones have been around for a while, but I wanted to give my overall view thoughts on this collection right here. So I have a total of two, four, six, seven fire engines and one ambulance. And these are all pretty cool. So the first ones I'm going to take a look at are the ones in the front. I'm going to take a look at each one individually. So I'm going to move each vehicle out of the way for just a second and go down the line. So as I'm getting these moved out of the way, get everything ready. So the first one I'm going to take a look at, I'm going to have to move the camera a little bit. I'm going to make some camera adjustments here. I'm going to take a look at is this Volvo FL Emergency One pump ladder from Greater Manchester Fire and Rescue Service that Oxford released not too long ago. It's been out for a while now. This is one of four of the Volvo Emergency One pump ladders that they have made. This one's from Greater Manchester, as you can see. I don't know how well the quality is going to show in this video. Written right here along the top part. I know it's pretty hard to see, so I'll just try to bring it up closer to you guys. I don't know if it'll show or not, but it says Greater Manchester Fire and Rescue Service right here where my finger is. I know it's written pretty small, but that's what it says. Can probably zoom out just a tad bit there. Some of the detailing on it is pretty small, I will say, and that's one thing I don't like about it. But so this is a pretty nice model. I really like the checkered pattern color it has going up and down along the front of the cab. And then you see right here they've got like a crest or some type of a symbol on the door. No, it's pretty hard to tell. Doing my best. If it doesn't turn out well, I do apologize. Doing what I can. But there it is. If you want some up close pictures of them, I'll make a post of these. So I'll do that. It's a pretty nice one right here. I really like, it says fire across the front, written forward and in reverse. It's pretty nice. And then right along here it says Volvo. It's got the Volvo sign, which is pretty nice. Got this part right up here. This black part right above the cab, which is pretty cool. And it's like a mirror or some little thing right here, which is pretty nice. Right there by the cab where my finger is. It's pretty hard to tell. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there it is. Hopefully that turns up. Got the mirrors on both sides of the fire engine, which is pretty cool. Turning it around to this side, right above the front door right here, you got like a mirror or something. This little black part right here on top, which is pretty cool. Right where my finger is, right at the top, right there, so that's pretty nice. It does say Greater Manchester Fire and Rescue Service right here where my pointer finger is. I know it's pretty hard to tell. You got the crest or the symbol right there on the door, little checkered pattern color. The one thing I don't like about it, or that I think would be a lot more cool, is if it had the checkered pattern colors going all across here to the back. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think that might make it would make it stand out a bit more. That's pretty nice. I'm gonna turn it right here to the side. You got like a camera or some type of a light. Not sure what that is. That's there. Taking a look. Might zoom out just a little bit. You got small ladder right here. Got this. Got a big one right here in the middle. And then you got a small one right here, which is pretty nice. It's pretty cool. I really like the design on the back here, the colors that it has, especially this area where you open up at the back. The pumps, I believe. Got this nice tool right here on the side, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty nice one. So that's the Greater Manchester Fire and Rescue Service. Another one I got, this one is from West Sussex Fire and Rescue Service, and this is a pretty nice one too. It's another Volvo FL Emergency 1 pump ladder. Pretty nicely detailed. I really like the checkered pattern color going all the way up and down the cab and along the side to the back like this. I think that's pretty cool. Makes it stand out. And of course, you got the crest or the symbol right here by the door, which is pretty nice. And then it says UHP right here. Not sure what that means. And then right along here it says A144, I believe, written small. There is some small detailing on it, which is pretty hard. And then it says East. What's that? Small writing. East. Was it Grinstead or something? Not exactly certain. It's in small writing, but it says that right there on the door. Pretty nice. Turning it around now. Right here on the top part, zoom in a little bit more. You can, I don't know if oops. That's bad. It says UHP right here along this top part, which is pretty different from what it had on the Greater Manchester Fire and Rescue Service one. It's got the light right here, got the mirrors on both sides, camera, or no, not the camera, like a mirror type thing right up here. And also too, you got the black light bar going across the top. Kind of blends in right here with this part, which is a little bit different. That's pretty cool. Sussex, and then again, you've got like another type of a mirror of some sort, or I don't know exactly what this is right here by the front, right by the front door on this side, which is pretty cool. Turning it on to the side, you got like the camera, a little light, which is pretty cool. Not sure what this is, but it's there. Zoom out just a tad bit now. Again, with the ladders, you got a small one right here. You got a big old, another big one. Or I heard in a video somewhere that this is like a large trestle table type thing. So it looks like a ladder, but I'm not exactly certain. It's pretty cool that it has that there, and then you got this one right here. The video where I was saying that this one is like a large trestle table type thing, it was in on a video of a tour of a real UK fire engine, and they said that's what this is, or at least on their apparatus, but I'm not sure. But that's pretty cool that you got this one right here. Even if it isn't a ladder that they would normally use, that's pretty cool. But that's nice that it has that. And then also on the Greater Manchester Fire and Rescue Service, it's got a blue light bar, which is pretty cool. It goes across the top, you can see it a lot more clear, which is pretty cool. So that's pretty nice. And then I got this one too. This one is from South Wales. It's a pretty nice one. I really like the look of this one. It's pretty nicely detailed. Same as the West Sussex with the checkered pattern color going all the way up and down. There is some small detailing on it. It is hard to see. Even if I did zoom in or bring it up close, I don't think it would turn out. I could try to take some pictures of it and put it in a post for you guys so you guys can see for yourselves. If you want that, please drop that in the comments in the video. It's got the South Wales It's like the fire symbol or the crest right here. It's a little small, a lot smaller than the last two on the other one. It's pretty cool. Right along here, it's got a website, www.southwales/fire.gov.uk, which is pretty cool. It's pretty nice. I'm gonna turn it around to the front now. I'm gonna zoom in a bit more. I can try to bring it up a little bit closer so you guys have a good look at it. You got this part right here, and it's got a little bit of detail in this black part. It's also got the clear light bar going across the top, and you also got this as well, which is pretty nice. There is also that same like little mirror type thing right here by the top part, which is pretty cool. Same as the other ones. And then it doesn't say fire written across the front like the other two did, but it just has the, it's like the Volvo symbol going across the front, which is pretty nice. So it's pretty cool. Turning it around to this side, it's pretty much the same detailing on the other side of it, which is pretty cool. Not a whole lot to see. You still have that little mirror right up here, which is pretty cool. It's pretty nice. So you have that tilting the fire engine over, and I'll zoom out a little bit. Hopefully that's a bit more clear, just in case. You got the camera or the light right here, which is pretty cool. You got the ladders, of course. You got your small one right here. You got this big one right in the middle, and you got this one here too. So it's pretty nice. It's pretty cool. Looking around the back, it's also got the same tool that the other ones have, which is pretty nice. I like the detailing along the back of these, the stripes going up in the different colors, which is pretty cool. It makes it a pretty nice one. So that's the South Wales fire engine, the Volvo one. And then I really like the Scania fire engines that Oxford makes, and this is a pretty nice one right here. This one is also from South Wales, and I think the writing on this one stands out a bit more. I'll bring it up closer to you guys so you can see it. Right here, DECYMRU, South Wales. That's pretty nice. Nicely detailed right there. This was one of the newest Scania fire engines that they released. I haven't seen any other new ones that they've made like this, but this is a pretty nice one. I really like the checkered pattern color going up and down the side, and then right here there's like two green diamond shapes in between the back wheel wells, which is pretty cool. I'll bring it up closer again so you can see it right there, and then the other one's right here. So that's pretty nice. It's got that. You got the crest, little symbol right up here at the top part, which is a little bit different instead of being on the door, just a little bit different. Then you got another sign right here, another something. It's too small. I don't know exactly what it says, but again, if you want me to take some pictures, some up close ones, I'll put it in the post, but that's there. The top part is a little smaller than what they had on the Volvo ones. You can see it right here. It's got this strip part right across the top. I got some extra, I don't know if that's like meant for lights or something, so they can see ahead. But you can also see the light bar at the very top, and it says fire written in the middle, which is pretty cool. I'll bring it in closer. Hopefully that shows. If you see right on the light bar, it says fire, which is pretty cool. It says Scania written across the front, which is pretty cool. Another difference that I noticed in this one, and I've noticed this on the other ones that I have, it doesn't have this orange light right here, this little extra one. which I'm not sure why that is, but that's pretty cool. A little bit different, so it's pretty nice that it has that. And again, I'll be taking probably a picture of that just to show you guys. Turning the fire engine around to this side, it's basically the same thing on the other side. It says www.decyman/tan.gov.uk. Not exactly certain, but it's written there pretty small. Pretty cool. And then you got your little camera right here, which is pretty cool. Camera, a little light. You also got the ladders. Zoom out just a little bit. More of a clear picture image right here. You got the little ladder. Got this one right here. Got another one. So that's pretty cool. It's a pretty nice one. So that's one of the newest Scania fire engines that they made. And then the next one is going to be a little bit different. This is a Mercedes ambulance from the Bedfordshire Fire and Rescue Service. Let me zoom in on this one. So it's kind of similar to some of the other ones that I have in my collection. I have one from London, Scotland, East Midlands, and forget where the other one's from. But I have at least, this is like my 5th one that I've got, and this is a pretty cool one. A lot different from the other ones, I'll say. Bedfordshire Fire and Rescue Service. It's Fire and Rescue Service right here in the, below the bottom part of the window right there, so that's pretty cool. And it's a technical support unit. You also got the crest right here, a little symbol. Very nicely detailed. You got a little door on the side to get in to the back of the ambulance. And I really like the red and yellow. It definitely makes it stand out from the other ones that I have in my collection, so that's pretty cool. Taking a look down the back, you pretty much got the same thing. Got a small door right here, and you got this right here where it says keep clear, fire and rescue. So it's pretty nice, it has that. And then you got the light bar right here, which is, see it, it's gray. It's like a grayish color. And it's got some different colors on it. Like a yellow, a red, on both of them. And dark color at both ends, pretty cool. Then it's just plain on this side, it's just red, and it says Technical Support Unit, Bedfordshire Fire and Rescue Service. That's pretty nice. And then it says fire written across the hood, which is pretty cool. A little bit different from my other ambulances, I'll say that much. Then you got the crest symbol right up here. I don't know how well that's going to turn out, but you got it right there, right where my finger's at. You got your other light bar right here, so that's pretty cool. So that's a nice one. So these first 5 that I've shown you so far are from the Oxford emergency range that they have that they made and released. So these are pretty cool. I really like the new range of emergency vehicles that they've made so far, especially in their Oxford emergency range. Another one that I got, and this is a pretty cool one right here. This one is from Merseyside Fire and Rescue Service, and it's Lily the Pink. And I'm going to zoom in on it right here. You can see it says Action on Cancer, Be Clear on Cancer, written all the some detailing on it. I don't know if it'll show up or not. But again, I'll try to make some pictures for a post if you guys want that. So it's got a lot written on here, which is pretty cool. And then it's got white on the doors, which is pretty cool. I really like that. A little bit different. And I have two other uh, Oxford Diecast Scania fire engines from the Merseyside Fire and Rescue Service, and they're both red. So this was a pretty nice one to go along with the other two. So I might make a video using all three of those in the future. If you want to see that, so it'll be there. We also got the crest or symbol right here, right between the two doors, which is pretty nice. And it says www.actiononcancer.org. I believe it says right there across the top part, which is pretty nice. You got your blue light bar across the top, which is pretty cool. Scania written across the front, pretty nice, white and pink. And then turning it around to the side, it's basically the same thing, pretty nicely detailed. Detail on the other side. I'm gonna zoom out a little now. You got your camera right here for a light, which is pretty cool. Turning it around to this side, now you see you got the small ladder, got the big one, and then this one right here. So that's pretty cool. Got all that. And this one's been out for a while. I'm not too sure if Oxford is still running it or not. And I think it might have been in the Oxford, I'm not sure if it was the fire range or the emergency range. But you might want to check their website just to see what the status is, if they're still running this one or not. But I'm not entirely certain. I just happened to come across this on eBay. Lucky find. This next one I got is from Humberside Fire and Rescue Service, and it's also another Scania fire engine. And this one's pretty nice. It says www.humbersidefire.gov.uk written up here along the top part. Zoom in a little more. I don't know if it'll turn up or not, but I'll do my best. It says that right there. So that's pretty cool. I really like the design on this one. I really like how decorated it is. It says lest we forget. Really like the drawing and everything on it, across the lockers and across the cab too. It's pretty nice. A little bit different from the other ones. Turning it around. There is a little bit more detail on this one. It does say Scania, but it, also right here, I don't know if you can see. I might have to do some close-up pictures of it. There's like some little drawings across on here, which is pretty cool. It's pretty nice. Probably hard to tell, but I'll make a post for it. It's also got the clear blue light bar all the way across the top, which is pretty cool. Really like that. And then same thing on this side. It's pretty much the same detailing, lest we forget. It's pretty cool. They also have an ambulance. I believe it's a London ambulance. There's one that has the same detailing, which is pretty cool. I've yet to get that one if I can find it. Got the light or the camera thing right here, which is pretty cool. We like that. It's white, stands out a lot more. Taking a look, you got your 3 ladders across the top, small one, another, not too sure how long that one would be. You got this big one right here in the middle, pretty nice. Really like that. And this one I'm not too sure if Oxford is still running or not. Again, this was another eBay find. And I said, yeah, I have to get this one for my collection to go along with all of my other Scania fire engines. So I got it. It's a pretty nice one. And then the last one, this was also on eBay. And I'm not too sure if Oxford is still running it or not, but this one is from Surrey Fire and Rescue Service. And this is a little bit different. You just got the yellow checkered pattern color up and down the front of the cab. The fire symbol is right there on the door, or right between the doors. Right there. Do my best. I don't know how well it'll show up in the video, but that's there. Looks very plain looking. Just says Surrey Fire and Rescue Service right across the top here. It's a little bit different from some of the other ones that I have. Turning it around, it says Scania written across the front of it. It's pretty cool. And then you got the blue light bar across the top, with the white in the middle, and it says fire written there. Um, can't really see the other part, but it looks like another pair of like lights up here on this part, right below the light bar. If you can see right where my finger is, it looks like that on both sides. So it's pretty cool that that's there. Again, same detailing on this side of the fire engine, not a whole lot, just Surrey Fire and Rescue. But this is another thing too, and I noticed this one is a little bit different. I have another one that's basically the same thing, except it's got this, the small part, this small ladder on this side, while this is still there, and there's no ladder on this side. So I'll do a post or a video of the of that one that I was talking about. But this is a little bit different from some of the other ones that I have in my collection. Also, right here, you got the camera with that light right here, the little red thing. So that's pretty cool. You've also got two light bars right here in the back, a blue and a red one, which is pretty cool. And this one's a little bit different because it has the just two ladders. But I know one of my other ones has the same thing. It just has this big one in the middle, but it has the other ladder right here on this side. This would be over there. So it's a little bit different. So when I find that one, I'll do a video with this one and the other one just to show the difference. Talk about those. So that'll be it for that one. And again, this is another one right here that's the same as the Humberside pump ladder and the other one from Merseyside. I don't know if Oxford is still running those three or not. You might want to check their website just to see what the status is of those. But those are pretty cool. And I really like these Scania fire engines, the design, but I also like how decorative they are and how different they look, which is pretty cool. I'll try to get those here. So that'll be it with those ones. But that's pretty cool right there. Zoom out a little more. So now I'm going to give my overall view thoughts on this collection right here. So as I'm getting everything set up, so that was 8 of my newest Oxford Diecast emergency vehicles that I have in my collection that I just recently added. All of these I got last year in 2025, and I have to say I really like the looks of these and how cool they are. And I'll adjust the camera a little bit here so you guys get a good look at them. Might have to make some adjustments. But this right here, this is a pretty nice collection. I really like how detailed they are. And I really am impressed with the new emergency range that Oxford has made. The Bedfordshire ambulance, along with the first 4 fire engines that you see in the front. I think those are pretty cool and pretty nice. And I really like seeing the Volvo pump ladders that they're making. They're really nice. So they're pretty cool. Definitely, I would highly recommend if you come across the new range of emergency vehicles that Oxford is making, if you can find them, I highly recommend getting them for your collection as they're pretty nicely detailed for 1/76 scale models. So I would recommend getting those for your collection. And if you like their emergency range, they're definitely really good. So definitely worth the money to get them. And if you come across some of the older ones that they have, like the one from Humberside or uh, even the Lily the Pink Merseyside fire engine, I would highly recommend getting those too, as those are pretty nice, really detailed, and they really stand out. They're really cool, especially for all of them being 1/76 scale. They're definitely worth the money. So I would definitely recommend if you come across them, get them for your collection. And this is a pretty nice one right here, all 8 of them. So It's pretty nice. And I give this collection a 10 right here just because of how nicely detailed they are and how impressive they look. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please be sure you stay tuned for the next one.